So this morning, actually we'll have a recording of this for those that aren't here this morning. This is an important conversation that we're going to have. In looking back at this year or this summer, we're going to do something that's going to make us stronger as a company. This year has been okay. It hasn't been what we expected it to be. We haven't grown the way we thought we would, and have had a couple of down months. So we're going to do some things to change the guest experience, enhance the guest experience, give them more value for their money, and do some things to have them experience more, so they feel more while they're here, and give them opportunities to get more out of their time here without fully raising prices, because that one way to get over not growing is to raise prices. We haven't raised prices in 2 years, and all the costs have gone up. So we were expected to grow this year to cover those costs, and without growing the way we thought we would, 10%, those increases turn into losses. So it makes it a really tough year. So the thing is, we're not trying to do this to add any stress to anyone. We're doing it so that it will make things more fulfilling for you, it will help the business grow, and it will give the clients more value. So over the past year, some of the things that have happened, growth-wise, for year-to-date, less than half of the team has had an increase from the year before. So some people maybe have a little, some people maybe have a couple points, but overall we typically have everybody grow, and this year we didn't. The good news is year to date, other statistics have grown. So pre-book has gotten better. Everyone has grown pre-book wise, which means we keep the book full more, even though sometimes last month it didn't look like that. Most of the stylists have had an increase in retail per guest. Most of the stylists have had an increase in services per guest. So the guests are getting more services. So it's not just about creating more money. It's not just like, that's not the end game of it. It's about giving the guests more. So we've come up with this little plan, and you could call it a profit plan, but we're going to talk about what that is, because we've been working on it for a while. You've all been working on the VISH, the measuring system, which I appreciate your patience with it. I appreciate you all working on it, because it changes the timing. It changes everything about how you guys normally work. You got to build that into your time. You got to deal with when it's not working properly. But we've discovered a lot of interesting things from that, because color has changed over our hair color alone. We use the most expensive brand of hair color, and it's gone up 5 times in the last 2 years. The price of it has gone up 5 times, and we haven't passed any of those costs on.
And how many times since COVID?
Yeah, and even more if you go over the last 5 years, yeah. So what VISH has allowed us to do is to come up with our standards, a standard allowance for each service. So we didn't take any national standard. We didn't take the VISH, whatever they said they thought the standard was. We just took our standard. We took what we do on a single process color, what the average has been. For example, each service will have a set allowance. So a root retouch has a 4-ounce allowance, 2 ounces of color and 2 ounces of developer. That's a standard. That's what most of you have been using. If more product is needed beyond that allowance, VISH will automatically calculate that, and it will be added to the guest ticket at checkout. So that makes it fair. It makes it consistent. Guests who use more product will pay for more product, and that's the way it should be. Along with this, we're going to make some minor adjustments to the pricing. So color services will be going up a standard amount. We'll have those, you'll probably be able to review that today. Before we roll that out, you'll know, everyone will have what the numbers are. We'll also send a message to all the guests, so they will be informed in advance, so you won't be hit with that when they come in. And everybody will have a script, so they can talk about why, what, and how we're doing it.
I think the guests will appreciate knowing before they get to the counter and then they get sticker shock. That's what they always say to me when we raise prices. Well, it would have been nice to know.
Yeah, we learned that last time, so yeah, we'll definitely make
I
sure
think
that
they'll definitely appreciate that, and I think we'll lose less people by letting them know.
Yeah, so they'll, so that's probably coming in the next week. We're probably going to work on how that's going to be rolled out today, and
It's a little bit different though, how it's not just like how does it work? How does it work? Or how is it working price increase wise? Or do you not have specifics yet?
for example, Root Retouch will have an increase of $8.
And then highlights or something, right?
All the color surfaces will have an increase. Specifically what the number is, I don't have.
I thought there was like some.
Is it like your percentage? That's what you normally do, isn't it?
We didn't do a percentage. We actually just did color cost because we now know what the cost is.
Okay.
So we're just trying to get the color cost to be. The industry standard is to get it to be about 6% of the service itself. We're nowhere near that, and we can't get near that on some services. So it's probably more like 10. But we're just trying to at least bring it down to from 15 and 20 and to get it to a more reasonable number. So that's why it's just a flat number. So it's not just a percentage. For example, if somebody is a silver bronze stylist, you know, if theirs just went up a percentage, it would be very small.
Yeah.
So it's a flat number for all of them. The other thing we're going to do, because there's a lot of services in there that don't make sense, and I want to go over those with you today. There's just, you know, like there's a gloss, express gloss, which is $45, and then there's a one that's for $70. So there's never been any definition around what the difference is, why we have that. So to clear that up, we've just made it so that if something is done at the back bar by your co-stylist or by your associate, it doesn't necessarily take up book time. If it doesn't take up your book time, that would be the lower priced one, the $40 one. If it takes up book time and you've got to be back there working it into the hair, then that would be the higher priced one. So there's other services on there, 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour services, which instead of having those, if you want to add time on, there will just be a time increment that you can add that will change the price. But rather than booking, do I book the 1 hour, the 2 hour, the 3 hour?
That'll be like when Dilma does some color correction thing. Instead of, you know how right now if you do some color correction, there's like 10 different services, hour and a half, hour and 45, 2 hours. Instead, it'll just be like a base one, and then you add the time onto it.
It's another
Like,
service called Add Additional Time.
add additional time. So then they'll say you need like 2 hours, then you just make it 2 hours long.
That'll clean up that list inside of Vish. It'll clean up the list in the computer, so that's just much simpler to do. Yeah. And now that we can just do it by measuring color, before we were trying to balance time and color weight and all the rest of that, now we know what the actual color amount, because this is another thing that was happening was we'd have a new guest that we were charging a ton of money for because we had to add extra time and we didn't know how much color. So we said, well, use as much color as you want for this price. And it was ridiculously high for like a new foil.
Or a new color.
So those prices will come down because now we'll just use the actual color that's needed. We'll know, we'll charge them the right amount, and we don't need to book that amount of time. There was another.
That's super important too, like maybe while you're checking out your guests, that's why you want to have everybody's email addresses, because that's how they will be getting that's how the communication will be sent to them, right?
Yep.
So super important, like when you're checking, just double check. I always ask.
So Sophia, tell Sophia, and
I did that yesterday.
And,
Got an email.
yeah,
And
got three.
Robert
I checked,
Yeah.
yep, and I didn't have one, so I got it.
Yeah.
it's super easy at the end, just to be
Yeah.
like, I noticed we don't, can I have your email?
Deborah Dale Jones Spencer?
No.
Is there a way to ask the people that build that dish? You know, there are a couple of things that I feel like that app is stupid. You know, make us waste way too much time, you know, using the app. For example, you have to reweight constantly. I mean, not reweight, but the first time that you have the bowl, you mix your color on, which makes you go through 200 steps. And then you have to, you know, do this stupid done to tell the app that you are done. I mean, if I took the bowl out, it's because I'm done with that. Just so they have to be running because I just mix and I run to do my clients and so you have to touch too many things. And second thing, sometimes I want to explain China or them something and I just use water. I'm not using product, but I'm using the app, and I can't tell the app, no, don't take. Let's say that I said that I use 696, 2 ounces and this and that, but it was water. It was just an example. And I can't tell the app, no, it was just, teaching them how to use it. And it's telling the program that I used, I wasted, which I didn't, because it was water.
Yes, because we were trying to like figure out a way, it was like last week, I think, right?
Yeah.
And then, she was showing them something, and then we were trying to figure out a way to say like, no, this was just a test, but it still shows that she used the product, but when we pressed like, the only thing that, cause it just said wasted, otherwise it would, because then it was not saying like
Yeah,
used.
yeah.
So it's like, maybe like if we could just,
Well, for that one, I don't look at your personal weight, like your waist. We're not checking that. So, I mean, I know it says that on there and it measures everybody and it looks like, oh, I did too much. If you're doing it with a guest, it will show, and that's where we want to see it so we can then charge the guest what the additional amount is. Anything you have that functionality-wise, I think the more feedback we give them, so if you could write like, hey, it does this, we'll send them messages. Send Casey a message and CC me of just type out what it is that you don't like or that you would like to see altered. So we give them feedback on that stuff.
Immediately, so like, let's say there's something you're like, okay, this is annoying, immediately keep note of that, and then either Sarah, Allie, whoever, keep track of it, and then when we have phone calls with them, or we can immediately reach out to them and let them know, because.
No, we pay a lot of money for
Yeah,
that, so I want it right. So we need to be noisy about it so that we say, can't you, tell them what you don't like, and we'll just keep harping on them so they can make changes.
Does it kind of build like an algorithm for the salon, or?
For what it needs, yes. It'll track history
It's
of
like an
what's
inventory
used.
system.
That's why it's good to use it, because it'll say, hey, this is how much you needed in July, this is how much you needed in January. It starts to learn the.
Because we just have like a free-for-all every year, basically somebody goes, we do our, whatever this is, so that we can just track the color. We spend so much money on color, it's like the second highest thing we spend on besides rent and payroll. So it's super important that we have like a better way of seeing what is being spent on color. So yes, the interface might suck, but we're also investing. It's an investment for us that we got to communicate to them. Hey, our staff, this isn't working for our staff. What can we do to?
And despite it having a clunky interface, you guys have done an exceptional job, and I appreciate that because it's been a curve. You've had to relearn relearn the process of how you do things, and I know it's not the simplest. It doesn't.
I appreciate the
it's
process.
not the simplicity.
Like, I like what I've learned from it, but like she said, I would like to streamline it because like her and I are booked every half an hour during season, and it's really hard to spend that. Take all that time to, I gotta get this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and go through all that.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
I think another thing that needs to change, I know Krista, when she's up there, if one of her clients comes down here, she has to enter everything in again down
yeah,
here.
it doesn't.
Yeah, they don't sync together. They don't
Yeah.
work together. It does sync it with Boulevard, so Boulevard has the full formula, but it's not in Vish. And I think that's something else that could be mentioned to them too.
I think I kind of talked to them
You
about
haven't
that when she
mentioned
was
that
here
before.
because it's the same thing with me and Bayfront. It's
Yeah, you got the same issue, right?
yeah, they're two separate things. It's just two separate salons.
Well, I mean, and we can continue to bring up our issue, like to different people there, whatever, and see if even if they can't do something right now, maybe
Right.
along the line, that there's something.
I'm
that
at,
they
bring
hear.
up anything that you see. Let's get on their case about it. I'm okay. I want that too. That's all their only job.
Do you see?
Yeah.
Does it show
I
up
get
for
all
you?
yours, yeah.
Okay.
Well, and right now, this is like the best time for you guys right now with so I know like you're doing it with them. Right now, why we aren't crazy is building like a structure with whoever you're working with so that they are.
Well, that's another thing I was gonna
Used
say
to.
is like for timing, like I've noticed over here, a lot of times like the associates already put in my formula. Like I'll double check it on Boulevard, no offense, but I mean, I just
Yeah.
make
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But if it's already entered in there, I can just press it and be like, okay, that's right, begin weighing, and just start doing it. So maybe it's just something that the associates can start doing for season, so that we're not like, oh crap, let me enter it every single.
Yeah, have them
just
pre-enter
like
it for
a
you.
10-minute
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
for
yeah.
weighing.
A question like what they were saying at Bayfront, that it changes your formulas. So when you reweigh, sometimes it changes, but
It does.
but you don't really want it to change.
No, it doesn't change the formula, it changes the
The
quantity.
The
quantity.
quantity.
So
Right.
I don't know how they're saying, I'm gonna pay more attention, but, so at
Yeah,
Bayfront,
if you
they're
could, because I didn't
saying-
quite understand, because obviously I
What
don't
they're
do
saying
quality.
over there is that when it redoes their formula, they're saying that, say if you did 1 ounce and 1 ounce, well, you only needed 80% of that, so now all of a sudden it's like, one says 0.70 and the other one says 0.60, and it's like, wait, what? They should be.
Right, like it's
they
not
should be
doing equal parts.
It's
It's reformulating.
but I also
and
think that maybe it's.
No,
in
it's
their-
not reformulating, because people would be leaving here with different color. It's leaving
No,
less
no,
color.
but it does, that's why they have to tweak it
But I-
every time.
well, no,
That's
Well,
what Chris
but
was
I
saying.
think
the end
sometimes
result.
they're going over the 1 ounce. So say it has
Right.
1 ounce. When they're first weighing it out, they're probably going a little bit over. We naturally do it. So then now now it's like 1 ounce and 0.25 or something. So now, yeah, I might have done a little bit more of the 7.0 than I did the 8.0, which naturally sometimes happens. So now when they see this weird number, they're like, that's not equal. I mean, it's
Right.
down to like it's not.
I mean, ultimately,
Not
if we used grams, it would be much more, it would make a lot more sense. Ounces is,
Oh, that would throw us all off.
well, of course it would.
Oh my God,
I know
don't
that
do
because
that to us,
you're used to
Rob.
ounces, but the metric
Jesus.
system is so much easier.
Yeah, it's so much
Because it's
easier
1 to 10,
convert.
but we
But
don't
I
do that.
think
You would
too,
see it.
Oh
I
my
don't think
God,
it's
that would
like,
kill us.
I mean, I'm
I
gonna
know.
pay more attention.
I know, that's why we didn't do
to
it.
see
I know it's
really
new.
is.
One thing at a
they're just-
time.
Right, they're
Yeah.
nervous.
They
and-
might see one thing
Maybe
and
next
like,
summer.
oh my gosh,
Yeah, right.
that's
We can do
what-
that.
Right.
So just like, did they weigh it out the right way last time? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
because it is so touchy. Or like, did they take off the bowl before they, or they started weighing the next one before. So in the computer, I mean, I always just double check those are.
But what we've learned, and what's been interesting, is that since we started it, the amount of color that's used per service has gone significantly down. It's come down because it does recalculate the formula based on how much was left in the bowl, and it says mix this
Oh, I love
time,
that.
next time.
How
So
much
that's
have we
helped.
gone down? Like,
I don't know specifically, but I could see as I looked up individual ones that what it was the first month to what it is now.
Yeah.
It's come down as we've gone through cycles of guests. It is recalculated, which has been a very helpful.
That's the ultimate goal.
Yeah, that's what it's
One-
doing its
that's-
job
I
that
think
way.
that's pretty cool.
One thing, I think the app is kind of like stupid. If we're using KP, come on, it's well, a KP is 1 + 1. But the app by default, if you don't say, and what's happening to us, if you don't say, I want 1-to-1 ratio, it makes 1 to 2.6 or 3. I mean, it's a.
Some of them might be set up incorrect. Some of them, if you find one like that, let's show me like what the service is, because some of them might be set up incorrectly, because the way she has it in there is root retouch is always set to KP. Some of the services are always set to KP, and some are set to CT. So if they're set to CT, it's automatically going to tell you maybe 1.1.5 times. So it's like the standard color. It puts a standard color, even though you're not using that color, it puts that in as a default. So it's automatically, if it thinks you're, I don't know why it would think that, because you're telling it you're doing KP. But let me look at that, because
Yeah,
I know.
And be aware, just be super aware of everything like that, like write it down, or
Yeah.
have Delmar or somebody write it down, so then we have it. So then you're not like the next week after, oh, well, I remember one time last week I did this, like write it down, so then we can specifically address whatever that is.
Because the custom thing, very often, I don't use 0.5 of these and 1 of these. I mean, it's like cooking. I just, I'm gonna add a little bit of A1 or whatever, and it should give me by default, if you have 1.8 ounces of
It should be
KP,
1.8
it's
the other.
1.8.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
this
yeah.
thing is giving me, and unfortunately I find out a couple of mistakes, like so much development, because we know, okay, this is how it's supposed to look, and like I was so watery, like damn. So that's what I was trying to explain them. If you don't say 1-to-1, the app just, for some reason, because it's KP, if it's CT, it should be 1 + 2, unless I want different.
Right, right.
It should be like that. If you want different thing, I'm gonna say,
Yeah,
okay,
which some do,
like
yeah.
bleach, I want bleach. I use bleach very water. By the way, I find out that I use almost no bleach. Mine is like a $2 per guest. I was like,
Yeah. It's low, yeah.
Because I like mine very watery.
No bleach on the bleach.
Yeah.
I'm bitch.
Yeah.
So, but I think the app is fantastic to be more precise with color wise.
Yeah, and
You don't like
that's,
the interface
we'll get to
of it.
share the-
It's not very, it's not like an Apple iPhone, like it's not.
It's just not
user-
streamlined.
Make
It takes
us
too
make
long.
waste too much time.
Yeah.
It takes too. Sometimes we don't have the time. I have four clients, and I need to work a little faster than spend 7 minutes.
yeah, having everybody cross-trained, the associates, co-stylists knowing to be able to put that in advance will, something we're gonna have to work on until we get that app sorted out. I'm also gonna give you, I'm gonna print something out before we end today. I want you to review it, because it has the standards for each service, like what the allowance is. So I want you just to
Yeah, I'd
review
like
it,
to know
to
that.
understand it, to see if there's any questions about it. Those numbers on there are what the averages are, but I wanna make sure it makes sense to you when you look it over. Because what'll happen is, so this is something else. If you do a color, a root retouch and a foil, but you put the mix all under the foil, it will then charge the guest an additional amount that they shouldn't be charged. Well, we're charging them correctly up front. They're getting charged for a root and a foil, but the Vish is going to think, oh, we used all this color instead of using the root and the other. So that's something you got to be cautious of. Now, if that happens, we got to let the front desk know so that they don't get charged that way, because that will overcharge them. We've seen, something else that's changing is, because we've had no standard for it, is the employee services. So we've just had a standard number for that. It's been like a 20 or a 30. Now it's just whatever's used, and it'll come up. There's a category in there called employee charge, I think, or employee usage. And that just charges what the cost of the product is versus
Perfect.
some random number, which never made any sense. Especially, bleach
Which
is
can
very
be
cheap.
more or less anyway.
It usually is. It's going to be less. Unless it's some intricate marina service or something like that.
Marina, you're so
She's like,
bougie.
okay, thank you.
So
I can't
bougie.
help but have so much hair.
At least she has pretty
That's why I
color.
can never quit this job.
Right? Although my hair's pretty
Right,
cheap.
Nico, you get it, right?
He says, yeah, I get
Maintenance
bleach on
is
feet
tough.
all the
I
time.
know.
I get it, but.
So the
These
second,
aren't all brindle stripes, some of them are highlights.
That's right.
the second part of this plan.
Dimensional color.
Yeah.
So last year we had 22,000 guest visits between all three locations. So 22,000 appointments, not different people, repetitive some of those, but 22,000 total between all three. So one of the things we're looking at doing is creating these enhanced services, these add-on services that people could get here. For example, last month we did the frizz-free oil reflections, where we gave away more than 500 of those. And some people were wowed by them. They loved their experience. They loved the way their hair felt. It created a different conversation. And for some people, it wasn't for them, which is fine. But there's a certain group of those people who have since rebooked. They loved it. They got it, and they thought, wow, this is really great. If only 30% of that 22,000, so if we said 7,000 people took advantage of an add-on service, like a frizz-free, a tinsel, any one of the lists, we're going to be adding some more on eye patches. We have a list of them we're going to work with you on and have you come up with some of your favorites. If only 1/3 of those people said yes to an offering, so these are called offerings. They're just things that we're offering to people as add-ons while they're here. They're sitting in the bowl anyway. They're processing. They can have these little collagen eye patches put on for $10. Would you like one of those while they're sitting here anyway? They'll feel a fresh face. Why wouldn't you do that?
Right?
And come up with some things like that that they can get, enhance their experience here. If only 1/3 of those people took advantage of that, it would make a huge difference. The difference between us being in the red and losing money to at least being breaking even or more. So that's one of the other parts of the system that we're working on. So what we're going to do today is introduce to you some of what those things are, have you use your minds and be creative about this to come up with some 5 or 6 of these things that you absolutely love. You could stand behind, you could talk about them, they're easy for you, they're no-brainers. listen, we live in a world of that everywhere we go. You go to check out on Uber Eats and they ask you, do you want a cookie? Do you want a Coke? Do you want a dessert? Do you want me to stop at 7-Eleven on the way? Or no different than when I had the privilege of going to Fleming's recently with Michelle and I and my sister, and Marina's husband always takes good care of us there. But every time when I order, I get the New York strip, which I love there. The server always says, would you like a salad with that? And typically I'm like, well, just maybe not. I don't really need one. The steak's so big. But then everybody else orders a salad. So I'm kind of peer pressured into, yeah, I'll take a salad. Give me a wedge salad. So I'll get the wedge, which is a quarter head of lettuce with blue cheese. The quarter head of lettuce costs $1. A whole head of lettuce is $1.68. The blue cheese is 35 cents. And the add-on is
because they probably buy it in bulk.
probably even less, right? So it's an $18 add-on that I said yes to, but it was just an offering. I could have said no, but I didn't. I said yes. $18 added on. Just simple. It's just an offering. I have the option to say yes or no, but it was always offered to me. Then it came for dessert. Came time for dessert. I'm not eating sugar this year, so I'm an automatic no. But I do like to watch Michelle eat sugar, so I don't mind if she orders it because then I can see her enjoy it. So she comes around and she says, would you like, as an offering, would you like dessert? We had kind of already decided no, but Michelle said, well, let me look at the menu.
Oh, they have really good
So
desserts
she
there.
looks at the menu and then she talks about the molten lava chocolate hot with the
Ah,
vanilla
my
bean
favorite.
ice
That's
cream
it.
on the side, whatever it was. And of course, well, why don't we just get one and we'll give us 3 spoons and
And
we'll
then you have
eat
to
it
get
on
a
the
glass of red
table.
wine to go with that lava cake because
I didn't think of that one. See, that could have been another offering. That's good.
this is why I did good when I worked at Sheila's Steakhouse because I'm like, oh, you want to pair this wine with this lava
Well,
cake.
that's all it is. You make it sound so delicious. Like there's no, and the thing is, you could say no. It's not in a way that's, you don't have to, but it's an offering. It's just an offering.
With these offerings, though, can we make sure everybody knows what each specific offering is, how to do it, what products are involved, and each salon have the same products? Because
Yeah,
like
that's what-
Promenade has stuff, and we're like, well, what the hell
Yeah,
is that?
That's what Marina's working on.
But
diligently.
also, like, my thing was, one of my clients booked a Hydro Glow and then a Zen Melt.
Well, everybody
Well,
had different.
nobody knows what the difference of those are.
Yeah.
Nobody's been trained in it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, do this, pick anything off the back bar that you want. That's just so like,
Yeah.
I feel like there needs to be a consistency and there needs to be a training where everybody knows and does the same exact thing. So it's across the board at every salon and everybody has all
Do you
the
know
same
that's
stuff.
the #1 complaint about this?
That's
right
my
now?
number one.
No, all across the board, all over. No, so absolutely, that's the first thing we're diligently working on, because Marina's gone around, that's why Marina's been at every one, and
There
she's
are
listening to
Promenade
everything.
glasses.
What are you doing here? What are you
Yeah.
doing here? What are you doing? What are you not doing? So that we come up with a consistent list for everybody.
Yeah.
And that everybody's trained and has verbiage and knows how to talk about it consistently all together.
I need my apprentice to know, oh, well, you know, we can add on a Zen Melt today, and what that's gonna do is that's gonna give you an extra head massage and da-da-da. Or we can add on a Hydro Glow, and that's gonna give you a super intense
Yep.
mask, and, you know, this
The
is what's added
steamer
to it.
and-
So everybody knows the verbiage, everybody knows everything, it gets done the same across the board.
Gotta be the
Well,
same.
and
But
then
everybody has to
if
be
there's something
trained
that
in
you need, like somebody had mentioned, if we need something, you have to tell us, then we can order it. Like, you know, you don't have to operate without it, but we have to have the same thing in every.
That's the
single
reason
place.
why we never need anything here, is because.
'Cause we never have it
We
to
don't
begin
even
with.
know what everybody else has.
Yeah.
And-
Well, and that's vice versa, it works the same way. We don't have half the stuff you guys use here, like that ultimate repair.
They didn't.
ribbon
They
strip.
actually,
We've never even
Bayfront
heard of
didn't
it.
have half of the. Marina's like, what is that?
Yeah,
what,
I'm like, what
what
is-
do you mean you guys can't use
True,
that?
and
No,
and
you
that's
are-
the inconsistency
They have no
between all the
knowledge.
salons, so
You
then when
have
the
like
clients
a-
go between salons, they're
Yeah.
not getting the
Yeah.
same service, or we don't even know, we go, oh, we don't do
We've
that.
the scalp thing, we've never even had that.
Yeah.
We found that bottle that said scalp, didn't even smell like Ally said, nothing like you guys had down there, and yet it said scalp treatment, wasn't bubbly, nobody knew anything about that whole scalp.
And,
And
and
that's
that's just
been-
communication.
Yeah, and
That's like, I hate corporate stuff, but I feel like in some ways
That
we
was-
need
it
to
was
run
not-
some things in a corporate manner.
Well, yeah,
so that
and that's
we do
clear.
get the
That's clear. And the only
consistency,
way
but
this
still
is-
in our family our family
100%.
vibe.
Oh, that's not even corporate, that's
Think-
just communication.
And
That's just-
we're also,
That's just-
to complement that, there will be a menu that everybody looks at, that everybody has to
Thank
know.
you.
There's a menu there that the guests can look at, you can look at, here's what this is, take a look, see which one you want to pick today, and that we have a consistency with it.
Well,
So
and-
that's for sure going to be the
Yeah.
bottom line.
Clients
in
are
this
seeing
whole
It's
thing.
the
here
same
for
thing with
our-
the services, when we have, the village does glazes like this, Promenade does glazes like that. We are now creating this so that every location,
Does it
you
the
can
same.
go there and know what, if you get a glaze here, it's the same thing as getting a glaze over there. It's the same, we all
Right.
know the same thing. And it goes across the board, you know, like how we've been talking about, the 6 steps happening, talking about how 6 steps should happen at every single location, no matter where you go. It's the same thing, it's creating
And every
a
single time.
uniform
say
experience
something.
every time.
We are trying to sell something that for beginning, I don't even know the whole new products and how they work. You know, it's a lot of information and changing quickly, also about the services. We came here one morning and now we have all these shine on, whatever. So it's very hard for us to learn the whole theory and everything that we have to say to clients, but also we are wasting space and time instead of, the magazine are okay, but why the client, as soon as the client sit on my chair, guess what? We're having this promotion and just scan the QR, so I have to talk less. You don't like my accent anyways. So just
I
scan
do.
it
Yeah, you
here.
can put it on a QR, sure.
So look all the menu
Yeah.
because come on,
Oh, that's
well,
a
that's
good
what
idea.
happening everywhere, you know?
Yeah,
They are
yeah.
used to that. So this
Yeah.
is what we're having. These are, okay, you want extra shine on your hair, guess what? This is the one that we should add today. And she's seeing it's just $12 extra because I also want to know when I take my car to the mechanic, how much I'm gonna pay.
Yeah.
I don't wanna be, once it's done, $8,000. So you also want to know how much it's gonna be. So, oh, it's just $12. Yes,
Well,
add
good thing
that.
it's
And
free
what
now
about
to
the
the
QR
viewers
code?
and
So
mechanic.
we're giving them also an idea, so we as a hairdresser are not worried because every time
Yeah.
I'm like, add without no worry, and I like making my
So we
tickets
already
big.
have that. We made little menus that we also will leave everywhere. I mean, they'll be prettier. This is a preliminary
It's
just
gonna
for
be
you
QR.
guys to read.
We'll add a
go
QR,
over.
we'll have that.
Give
Yeah, that's easy to add,
Well,
yeah,
well,
You know.
yeah.
I would,
Can have the
A
QR.
hard copy is
we'll
like
tell you
a
and
little-
Brenda which products we like, right? I really like this new Color Moist conditioner.
Yes,
I've been
yes,
telling
we
all
have
my
that.
clients
We've been
about
selling
it.
that well, so I
And
just
I've been
reordered
telling
it.
all my clients about it. I
Brenda
love it.
is
And the
also
apprentices
here
love it
once
too.
a month.
Yeah.
Her purpose in coming here is to discuss products with you guys. So if there's stuff that you need help understanding, or you're like, where did this even come from? I mean, I can communicate to Brenda that you guys need some training on, and she knows. If she doesn't know, she'll find out. But she comes here for that purpose too. That's the point. She might not even know that.
Well, yes, and then she's frustrated because she does come here and then you guys go, oh, we
Well,
didn't even know you had it.
so
And she
can
goes,
I
I
say
was
this?
here last month and I just told all of you, you know, so
Well,
talk to her.
Okay, she's
Don't
been
be
giving the
afraid.
products to me
Listen,
lately.
one of the things that we could do
Yeah.
around that, because I could see what happened, she'd come on a day that you're not here, and then
A
you
lot
miss her
of
for
people
2
aren't
months.
here when she comes.
So if we included her with these, because we're gonna have to have more huddles like this anyway, in order to communicate what we're doing, what's
That's why we're
working,
having a little
what's
bit.
happening, so that we know. You don't have to raise your hand, good talk.
Can't we just have, like, no matter if it's product or whatever, and when people aren't here, like even Lexi's huddle the other day, and Dilma didn't know, like,
I
these
wasn't
other
there.
things going on. So, and it's hard as a desk, for me, okay, who knew, who doesn't know, like, can we just even have I can print it out and here, just hand it out, old fashioned way. Not everybody looks at Slack, not everybody's aware at all that.
Well, everyone has to
Just
look
the
at Slack, 'cause
old-fashioned
we do
way.
put it on Slack. And then that's why I started
But
texting
not everybody
groups
does, because we have
too,
some older
because
people that work here.
I am that older people.
But again, even if it's where it's printed
I am
out to
too
the
now.
desk,
Right.
so I can be
Exactly,
up
we are
there
the older
reminding
What are
everybody.
the
Yeah,
seniors
yeah.
now?
We
Virginia.
teach people that they need to, I mean, it's something that we just have to be aware of, like that there's stuff constantly changing. And knowing that, hey, if we just, there's these signs put up everywhere, what do the signs mean? Oh, the sign, then communicating that way, you know, so it's just.
Simple enough for us to summarize, even the record, they're all getting
Everything's
recorded.
recorded.
We could summarize that and make a printout. We could do that, yeah. So you had something that was consistent for everybody. For those that read it, those that don't read.
It's hard to remember where in Slack it is.
I want to be like you
True,
when I grow up.
true, yeah. Yeah, because there's
I'm just smack
different
her.
I'm like,
locations for
where
it.
is it? Where was
And
that?
then-
I did the same
It
thing,
goes,
I did the same thing.
You're a year older than my mom. I'm like, you're fired,
Mickey just did that.
asshole.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I was
"You're
talking to
fired,
her, and She
Liz."
goes, oh, my mom's having a colonoscopy. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like, well, how old's your mom?
Yeah,
She was
and
like,
then Nicole,
49.
I
And
would
I was
like you when I grow up.
Stop talking
Shut
to me. Stop talking to me. Because here I thought, I'm like, well, of course your mom's having a colonoscopy. She's old.
Yeah, but I remember saying those same things to like Diana,
I'm like, oh, no, she's me.
and now I'm
Yeah, you sit there,
Diana.
right.
Crap. Shut up, you are too.
Well, anyway, so let me just hand these out to you guys so you can take a look.
Thank you.
So here's what, go ahead.
This is what we've come up with, sort of between all the salons. Sarah, has been helping us here as well. But this is again preliminary. These are just ideas. We do have some of this stuff. We don't
And
have all
this
of
is
it.
not being unveiled like today, so
No,
this
but-
is why we're doing this. so
Right,
we have
certain
time.
things, and we can go
This
over.
is just ideas, right? That we can
Yeah,
add on.
you want to start testing. So
Yes.
today
Oh,
you're going to
I
have an
love that
opportunity to
point.
test it.
Testing.
I wish we still had that on the back part because I sold that Quenches conditioner to my
So we
clients.
do have it on.
Yeah, we'll have it.
No,
Well,
Or
that's
I
good.
mean on retail.
Well, if that's something that
I
you
think we
guys
have, like,
will,
two left
yeah,
right
because
now.
the problem is we've found that, I think we've sold like 30 in the last 2 years.
Well, and the problem is
And
we
that's-
still have two.
And I
haven't
probably
been
sold all of them.
And
Because I
we still
sold them
have
as
some.
conditioner.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
beautiful,
For my clients that have hair like me.
beautiful.
Oh, wait, still,
And now
still
the
have it.
color
You like that?
moist, you
I
know,
love
we
the
do
color
have
moist,
the
it's
bigger
beautiful.
conditioner.
Yeah,
that
I
we
do
can
love that
sell,
color moist.
which is great. We also do have some of the eye patches and the gloves that we're testing out. We probably will carry different eye patches, just so you guys have an idea. This is just like something that we
Yeah, what's the difference in the colors?
got to start. It says it on there. One is
Who can see that, Marina?
us young people. Illuminating eye mask, energizing, and then the other one is moisturizing. So I mean, really, they're all pretty much moisturizing.
Melinda did that hand thing on me yesterday.
When we were at, when
And
we
you
were at
can
a
you can
beta,
offer them, you can give them to a client just to see, how they feel. Obviously,
Put them on them.
yes, put them on them or offer.
I'll put them on the clients that I
We
know
also
end
have
up doing
gloves.
it.
Yeah.
And so the same thing, they're just moisturizing gloves. It's something that you can put on while they're being shampooed, and then as they're still getting a haircut or color, let them keep them on. The longer they keep them on, the
What's
more.
the paraffin melt?
So we haven't found that. That's an idea. We were thinking it's the same thing as gloves, but with paraffin in them.
Ooh, I get that done on my feet
So,
when I do
can I just
pedicures.
say, 'cause we
love
used to
it.
do that, remember we used to have that?
Yeah,
Right.
right,
There's a
Melinda? Yeah.
lot to be said with
I do add that on when I do my pedicures.
So no,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we are looking into
It's good, right?
My feet are so
individual
soft.
gloves.
Yeah, it makes you feel
We
good.
found
With
paraffin
paraffin.
gloves that are already in it, so you microwave them and then you put them on, and then they're disposable. So yeah, we're not getting into the whole system
Okay,
and doing
that
all
scared
that,
me.
because that's too much. No.
A lot
I
of
remember
cleaning,
doing
a lot
that,
of cleaning.
and we're not gonna be
And-
cleaning that or taking care of that.
Will the add-on be more specific for us anyways, like using the steamer for which one of these?
So the steamer can
Some
be
of-
used for all of
Any
them,
of them
that's the
all.
whole point.
Okay.
Steamer is what makes it more exciting to the client.
Right.
So literally any conditioning treatment that you do, just add a steamer. If they're paying extra, if they're paying the $10, $15, $20 for whatever mask, add a steamer to it, because then it's a treatment, then it's not just.
I would like to
Yeah,
look
get that steamer
into-
going. It creates excitement when
Yeah.
people see the
Right.
steam.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
I would like to look into, I really want to go to one of those head spa places.
Mhm,
I know there's attachments that you can get to put on the,
I actually
So
we
just
actually-
met this lady that is in.
they're like
Bayfront.
$200 to go, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I want to go
They
and
hook
try
right
it
on.
out.
They hook
I
onto
just
the.
met this lady in
Yeah.
Bayfront, and she's the owner of it. I have her cards. She at the Cheesecake Factory. That's so weird that you said that. But she's like, yeah, I do like head spas.
I
know you
wanna
from
go.
somewhere. She's a football mom, and I was like, no, I've never been to you. And she's like, but it was just
Go.
so weird. It was just so
Will she
weird.
give
that
you a
she like stopped
complimentary
me, and then
treatment?
like the next day, we were literally at Cheesecake Factory, and then the next
Hi,
day.
Mrs.
We're
Milburn.
at like football, and then I was like, oh, this is where you know me from. And then, but yeah, she's in Bayfront. I'll give you the card.
I
So
really want to
Christy
go to one of
ordered-
those.
So Christy ordered one of those attachments for us to try, because
Yeah.
we need one that actually goes right onto the bowl.
Yeah. That's like a halo and it
Yes.
just, oh my
So
god, I
she's
think
got
that'd
that's
be
coming,
amazing.
And
so we're gonna
part-
test that out as well.
we went to the Aveda school, and they have it like for a school. I mean, they have it like down. They have the front desk doing hand massage, like all. They really have this whole add-on thing down very well, and it creates it like such a because at first I was like, oh, really, this what we're, but it creates such a relaxing experience, and I really was able to see it in action there where it makes sense. to where you could see those women come there excited to do those little things, so.
Yeah.
Somebody last week had the hand gloves on, and they're just sitting there anyway, they're waiting, and somebody walked over and just started massaging her hands, massaging the cream into there. Because she's just there for 30 minutes or 40 minutes. Well, that's a natural for her, but this was like one of the associates, and there was an associate
anybody
available
can do that.
who was available to just go massage the fingers while they're there, or give an extra hand massage with it, so
I think this is exciting.
things
I
that,
still think it's probably more of an associate thing.
Speaking of
See
this
Robert
person,
Costello
Rob,
rubbing women's hands.
Yeah, so fine.
They might love that
Hey,
thing.
Rob,
yeah.
I can
Make
see
a desk
that.
person.
Might be a little weird. Paying more
since
for
we don't have an official one
Yeah.
here. So I have my next door neighbor, she's down here seasonally. She's retired. She's 60 years old. Cute, super cute. Lexi's actually met her. She is like, I only want to work a couple days if I work. And I was like, well, it would only be seasonal. She's like, perfect. So if we need a desk person
Got it,
just
somebody.
seasonally,
Okay.
that would
Oh,
only
is
be
that what you were
seasonally.
texting me about? I didn't-
Tammy, yeah. And she would just be
Well, we
seasonally,
do-
and after
we need
season,
seasonal.
we let her go.
Okay, all right, good,
Yes.
I
good,
think she would be great.
Oh,
That'd be
She's
nice.
cute. She fits our aesthetic,
great.
Yeah, she's-
and she doesn't want 40 hours or year round.
Or summertime, even
Yeah.
better, yes.
I think she fits us perfectly for what we need.
Okay, we'll keep that in the chamber.
I think this is exciting.
So we're
I
meeting
Yeah.
know-
again next week,
And
correct?
tell us if
Yeah,
there's
we're gonna-
something on
1
there that
week
you're like,
follow
we're
up.
never gonna use
No,
this,
he's
you know,
not
let me
even
know
gonna-
too. Again,
not
these
even
are some of
gonna
them are
go through.
suggestions, obviously the two masks we wanna keep it.
Yeah.
And the reason we
And you
named
never-
everything separate is because like you said, we never know what to offer them. This
Well,
way we can
I have
be
a
like,
little
you
bit more to
choose
go.
one.
It's so different, and
But
what the stylists
the
like
main-
and what
the
they
main-
do,
Right.
that, you know, like, we're gonna sell more of one thing, where another salon gonna be like, oh, I hate that, we sell more of this.
So this week, experiment, the thing is to experiment and gift some of these things away to people to see what you like and what they like. Because you want to come up with things that you're passionate, you're excited about. Because whatever you're excited about, will get off on them. Now the other thing is,
Excited about this.
the prices have come down on a lot of these. The reason why they came down, for example, Frizz Free was $35, now
Yeah.
it's $15.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't need to take time on your book, it could be done back here.
Well, and I think that,
Real quick.
I think
before
the Malibu treatments coming down is
Right.
very exciting too.
Yeah, that's
Because I know
another
at House of
Yes.
Blondes, they do a lot of add-ons
Mhm.
because, you know, they do like a color prep with,
Yeah.
before they do their color, and they add on $15. And
Oh, yeah.
And that's what
it
we
is,
have
yeah.
with the Malibus. And then just real quick before you guys run away. I know Brenda came and talked to you guys about this, but the sunflower add-on that's on there, this is a color lock conditioner.
Okay.
And I've tried it and it kept my red brighter longer. 'Cause
Ooh, good
mine
to know. I have a lot of
fades
redheads.
out right away. So it is, this is the actual treatment. We'll keep this at the front, so when you need it, just send your assistant. That way, as we give it out, we add it onto the book right away.
Okay, I have a
The
lot of
whole
redheads,
thing-
so that's good to know.
Yeah, you don't have to use the whole thing. Someone with my hair, the whole
Use the
bottle,
whole thing.
obviously you could do
Yeah.
less. But it's really, I mean, you use it instead of conditioner.
Yeah.
It's instead of conditioner after color, so it doesn't take up any extra time. You don't have to leave it on, you literally just massage it, wash it out, but I've done it now twice and I love it.
I love it too. Cool.
And the whole bottle for one client.
Yes, la botella entera por cliente. Sí. Perfecto. I love that one. That one I know that is like, I mean, everything here is amazing.
Good. And there might be something that you know that's in the industry that we don't have that you'd like to test out. Go ahead and do that. So if you see something that, oh, I could use that, we could use that as an add-on, bring it in and we'll test it out.
Oh my God, it's beautiful. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So, but that's an easy add-on for any brunette, redhead, you know, probably not for the blondes, but for brunettes and redheads, it's, I think,
Beautiful.
I
I love
He's
it.
gonna bring you everything he
I
has
like
here.
it.